Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Modak Academy, I warmly welcome you all to today's special webinar. I am Pritili Modak, and it is my privilege to be your host for this session. Today's topic, Secret of Life and its Success, is both profound and inspiring. In our pursuits of personal growth, happiness, and meaningful achievement, understanding the deeper purpose and principles of life become essential. This session will provide valuable insights into how wisdom, values, and self awareness can guide us towards a successful and fulfilling life. We are deeply honored to have with us our distinguished speaker, Professor Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhyay, Pro-Chancellor of Sister Nivedita University and one of India's most respected academicians, scientists, and higher education leaders. Professor Chattopadhyay is an eminent biochemist with over 4 decades of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration. He earned his bachelor's degree in chemistry from Presidency College, completed his master's degree in biochemistry from University of Calcutta, and obtained his PhD from Bose Institute. Throughout his illustrious career, he has held several prestigious positions, including Dean of the Faculty of Science, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, and Director of the Center for Research in Nanoscience and Nanotechnology at the University of Calcutta. He also served as the founding Vice-Chancellor of MIT University, Kolkata, before leading Sister Nivedita University as its Vice-Chancellor from 2020 onward. A Fellow of the National Academy of Science, India, the Indian Academy of Science, and the West Bengal Academy of Science and Technology. Professor Chattopadhyay has made significant contribution to the fields of molecular biology, biochemistry, biotechnology, and virology. He has authored more than 130 research publications, supervised numerous doctoral scholars, and inspired a generation of students and researchers. Today, he will share his valuable insights on the secret of life and its success. Given his vast academic experience, scientific achievement, and inspirational leadership, we are certain that this session will be both enlightening and thought-provoking. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Professor Dhrubajyoti Chattopadhyay. Thank you. Sir, just a minute. Sir, you can start.
Good evening, everybody. Let me first congratulate the Modak Training Academy Trainer Academy for organizing this type of seminars uh, every day, every time with eminent speakers. Now, this is an opportunity also to share with all of you, my friends, my students, as well as number of guardians who are present over here, to share some of my experiences with you all. Now, as you could see, it's actually what I could consider a secret of life and success. The first quote which is coming into my mind is by the Zig Ziglar's quote. Zig Ziglar said, "Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude in life." So you can easily understand it is not the aptitude, it is the attitude which will help you to determine your altitude in life. And altitude in life can be equated with what we could say as success. If I can go to the next slide, please. So over here, all of you are present. Any idea how we can actually define success? So you can see the different ways actually people used to say that this is success. This is how we can get the success. We have to climb up. The climb up may be sequential, climb up may be slow and all on a sudden. There are different ways how we can go for this success. And that happens to many of us. And the next slide, I just wanted to define this in a different way. The next slide, please. Now, is success, if we consider, is just going to fill up your goal? Is success a goal itself? Is success is nothing but higher designation? Or the success means something which is going to satisfy yourself that yes, you have done something for the society. And in that different ways you can define the success, there is something what we have to concentrate itself to understand what is success. Next slide, please. See, in this slide, I have showed you the two different segments. If you look at the segments below, which is most important, and this particular segment is actually what people don't see. Say, for example, the dedication to be successful, the hard work behind success, the good habits, the sacrifices, the failures. You have done failures, so many failures, and from failures, how much you have understand, but still your persistence. All these things people don't see. People just see the top of the iceberg, tip of the iceberg, which is going to be the success. And that is what is in the upper quadrant, you can see, where we have shown what is actually in this particular success. But here I want to mention the most important thing I consider is first to understand your mindset. Now, how I define mindset? Mindset is a combination of your thoughts, your belief, and your emotions. So, your thought, your belief, and your emotions. And in order to be successful in life, a positive mindset is the only basic requirement. So, remember, my friends, the positive mindset is something which actually is going to give you the pathway for success. Now, when I said that it is a combination of your thoughts, now what I want to mean by thoughts is that the power of your thoughts, conscious or subconscious, and this power is the strongest and most useful power of you have within yourself. Now, what you think you will become, it is a creative power. The thoughts you create and choose to entertain your mind, whether positive or negative, will influence heavily what happens to you in life. And the next thing, what I wanted to share with you as a part of the mindset, the other than the thoughts, your belief system. Your belief system is nothing but the things you know to be the truth. The beliefs, good or bad, get formed since your childhood, mostly either by your own experiences or by what you have been told by the world. Your beliefs are the truths with which your minds have been repeatedly programmed so strongly that you perceive everything, your thoughts, your reality under its code. Now, so, for example, if I could see, you see every day that the sun moves in the sky from east to west, and that you are stationary. However, your belief, acquired by repetition and the impact of scientific proof, I am sure none of you have been to space, but it's the earth which is moving around the sun, and the sun is stationary. It's so strong that you accept this to be the ultimate truth rather than what you see in real life every day. And the last one is your emotions. The final impact, along with your thoughts and belief system, is made by your emotions. How you feel about anything that has happened, is happening, or that you wish to happen, is a key ingredient that determines the strength of your mindset. So, this mindset, the positive mindset, is one of the most important thing which is needed for the success. Next slide, please. Yes. So you can see the if you look at the most people, they could not see actually what is behind, what is the true color of the success. And there are different personalities who actually tried to, who are very, very successful, who tried to define success. Next slide. So yeah, I have given couple of um, quotes. Now, as you can look at, there are quotes from APJ Abdul Kalam. You have the quotes from Mark Twain. You have the quotes from the famous person who actually, the Zuckerberg. And these quotes are actually nothing but which helps you to understand more importantly what we are looking at. Now, here you have to understand that APJ Abdul Kalam said that don't take rest after your first success, because if you fail in the second, more lips are waiting to say that you first victory was just, is actually going to give, not to make yourself in a wrong direction. So, in that context, if you look at Mark Twain's, to succeed in life, you need two things: ignorance and confidence. Think about such a nice words: ignorance and confidence. Both are needed for your success. And thereby, what we could find out that the way actually APJ Abdul Kalam again emphasized about the fail, how he explained what is fail. And you can see that fail, all the words of fail has been given some particular sentences. You can see in the slides, it was said that the first word, the F, this is nothing but the first attempt in your learning process. And you know that end is not in that particular END. And END is actually what is what he actually defined is that effect never dies. If you say no to as an answer, remember no means next opportunity. So this is mindset. How you look at it. No means next opportunity. That is your positive mindset. And Mark Zuckerberg's quote is also very, very important in that particular context. In the next slide, I just wanted to give some of my understanding of how I look at it at success. The key to my success is hidden in my daily routine. And so today I will always I think about, know that today is the day that I prayed for. Make myself valuable to somebody. It is very important. Always you try to find it out that whether you are doing something at least for 1%, and always say thank you and please. You have to consider that tackling a problem is bigger than actually how we look at it. So these particular things comes to that particular line where I want to mention that always compliment someone. Look for miracle coming towards me and by me. Now these are the things what actually the pray, which actually makes yourself every time uh, towards working towards set up your positive mindset. And that's why I always said that mindset has got a very, very important role. So, mindset is thoughts first, belief plus emotions. If you think, believe, and feel positive things, then you will attract more of that into your life. Wherever if you think negative thoughts, they have a limiting beliefs, then that is exactly what the universe will return to you in greater quantity and with more intensity. So, you know that in Bible, Matthew, this quote is there regarding this positivity. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. The next slide. Here, again, I want to have a couple of statements. And these statements are actually is something what we should practice. Make a small improvement in some area. If we can do that, it is very important. So always try to understand if you can help others, that is going to be helpful for your development. So help someone who has no opportunity to repay that. Don't always think about helping someone who can repay that. The change my thinking from thank God it's Friday rather than thank God it's today. So never you have to think about it that particular way and choose to love and celebrate people. And here I again want to mention that you might find yourself thinking that you lack the power of positive worldview and self view. Don't be discouraged. The good news is that a strong and positive mindset can be created if you become dedicated to changing your life for the better. However, this process takes patience and continuous practice. So, patience and practice are going to help you to actually combat the negativity itself. Unfortunately, most of you are not aware that these are the way you have to think always. So do not pay any attention to it. As a result, many unsupportive beliefs and mindsets grow roots in your mind. But you have to always try to question yourself that how actually in your conscious mind as well as in subconscious mind you can think positively. And that is where I again come back to a very interesting concept, what is known as a universal law applicable to everything in life. Please check that in the internet. Pareto principle. Pareto principle. The Pareto principle, or more commonly known as the 80-20 rule, Now, the value of the principle is that it reminds you to focus on the 20% of the things that matter, because that 20% will produce 80% of your results. So that's 20/80 is something, the rule is very important and called Pareto rule. And knowing this, you can plan your time and efforts effectively. And following this 80/20 rule can also help you in making your dreams coming true. The only thing you need to believe is that while working towards your goal, 80% role is played by your mindset, and only 20% is your effort and talent. So again, this is actually how I look at the mindset itself. Next slide. Now, in this slide, I just wanted to mention a couple of things from a little bit different angle. Do at least 3 things that will take me out of my comfort zone. So always don't try that it's possible, it is easy for you, that's why you are doing this. No, it's difficult to do and it's out of your comfort zone. And try to do at least 3 such things. And know that the devil hates the new day, because I am up again. So give that for my daily bread. Give thanks for my daily bread. Leave others a little better than I found them. And not be afraid to ask for help. This is another very important thing which I consider is very important. Now, I find that it may trouble a majority of people so that it affects my surroundings itself. But what I can say that that's not true. It's always give you a very, very positive thing. And if you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Steve Harvey, he mentioned that. So that's going to give you feel good effect. And that feel good effect is something created knowing a certainty that what you want is a done deal. And thereby let go and trust and watch as things materialize for you. And your subconscious mind will look for opportunities, little things in everyday life, which will advance you towards your goal. When you notice these little positive nuggets from the universe occurring, go with them, go with the flow towards achieving what you want. Next slide, please. So here, there are certain teachings what we could learn from Kaviguru Rabindranath Tagore, Sister Nivedita. And I am trying to give you a couple of these understanding lessons I learned from them. And this live by them golden rules, so I will never have to apologize or apologize for my action tomorrow. This is very important. Do today what I want to put off until tomorrow. Don't keep things for tomorrow. Try to do it today. Whenever you are trying to do that, oh, this I shall do tomorrow, that is actually something which is negative in the life itself. And know that the place to be happy, that the time to be happy is now. So this is what you have to understand. Take small steps to conquer. And these small steps are very important. This will help you to conquer the bad habits and evaluate my actions not by what actually others people have said. The seeds I plant. And this is what always try to evaluate yourself. And that itself gives very important questions in your making. Now, here again I shall come back to this third slide where I wanted to mention you that failure is only a prelude to success. And facing up to consistent failure can be extremely tough. And that's why it is very important to have the positive and balanced life. So, life is about balance. Be kind, but don't let people abuse you. Trust, but don't be deceived. Be content, but never stop improving yourself. I believe in this. Never stop improving yourself. I'm not right in all respect, and I have to improve myself. This particular understanding is very important for making this positive and balanced life. And that is why the Thomas Edison's uh, famous experience always helped us. So, when asked about the number of failures Thomas Edison endured in his quest to invent the light bulb, he famously replied, I have not failed. I have just identified 10,000 ways that it doesn't work. So think about the nice way of interpretation of this failure. I have just identified 10,000 ways that it doesn't work. Doesn't work. And another Edison's quote is, many of life's failure are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. So interesting that we thought and we gave up, but maybe we are almost close to our success. So never think about that it's going to give up. Next slide, please. So life is a joyous adventure, and that is what the joy is prayer, joy is strength. Joy is love, and joy is the net of love by which you can actually catch souls. So one rejoices to be alive. And that is what why you said that it's a joyous adventure. And when we said that it's a joyous adventure, this is what helped us to learn perseverance also. So, learning perseverance, which requires the exercise of character, and when learning perseverance, you will need to apply other character traits commitment, decisiveness, determination, diligence, optimism, patience, persistence, purpose, resourcefulness, responsibility, self control, and thoroughness. So all these words, if you again these character traits I repeat: commitment, decisiveness, determination, diligence, optimism, patience, persistence, purpose, resourcefulness, responsibility, self control, and thoroughness. So you will need to exercise determination when someone or some situation changes an aspect of your goal. And each change will test your commitment. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And there the work life balance comes. So, successful balancing of professional responsibilities with personal priorities, including spouse or significant other family members, personal as well as spiritual growth and physical health. This balancing is very important. The work and the life, these two balancing two are very important. And that's how you can make your life much more easier so that you can concentrate how to be successful. Next. Next. And you know that if you don't maintain this balance, if you have this imbalance, there are a number of demerits of this imbalance. And a syndrome consisting of emotional exhaustion, the depersonalization of relationship, patience, and the work, the reduced sense of accomplishment, the negative self-evaluation. These are associated with the impaired job performance and poor health. So imbalance is going to give you all these negative things. So these are what I said is actually are the demerits of imbalance. So that imbalance, always you have to try to avoid that. So whoever has gratitude for health will be given more, and then they will have in abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude for health, even what they have will be taken away from them. This is by the Rhonda Byrne. We mentioned about this demerits of imbalance, and that is very important also. Next. So in the picture, I tried to actually show you the remedies of imbalance. You can see the half of it, where I just wanted to see that work-life balance. So there, the personal level and the professional level. So the personal level, it reflect on and clarify personal values and choices. Spending time with family members, friends, religious or spiritual activity, and the self-care, a supportive spouse or your partner. Whereas in the professional level, control over environment workload, finding a meaning in work and setting limits, having a mentor, being a mentor, having adequate administrative support system and learning to use them. So I am almost at the end of my presentation and I'd love to have questions. Can I have the next slides? That's my last slide. Focus of life. Exercise daily, develop a value chain. You have to understand that this is actually what's going to give you the focus. So, arranging the profiles, good food habits and diet, enough rest and sleep, sacrifice payoff matrix, and the meditation benefits. We should focus on these things. Try to make it a habit to focus on these things. Next. So with this, I thank you everybody for your patience. These are just my understanding, my feeling, what I just wanted to share with you.